How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week. Is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday? Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. There we go. My buttons weren't working. I was spamming my buttons. How's everyone doing? We're here. Hopefully my mic is working. Let me know if it's not working or if it's all Mickey Mouse mode again like last time. But we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's Wednesday, hump day, market talk time. Market talk with your boy TraderPrad time. Hopefully you guys all had a wonderful day on the market. I don't want to really talk about my day again. It was kind of horrible, but I managed to cut down my damage today later on in the day. But once again, just indisciplined, trading stocks that were not in the setup, not in the plan. Just you know, winging it, just doing random shit. Not sure why all of a sudden I just decided to do this 2 days back to back in a little bit of a mind rut, but you know, we gotta get out of it and then get back on top on a horse and then slam the market again. So how do we do that? By now actually going back to game plan, right? Sticking to the game plan, making the game plan. We had a game plan yesterday, but then sticking to it. Stop looking at stocks that randomly come out and are not even in the game plan. You didn't even prepare for it, and you randomly start trading it because it had some spike in the pre-market or whatever it is, right? So just got to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to you know, having discipline on sticking to your plan, or discipline for waiting for your setups and not just randomly gunning into trades, which is what I did 2 days back to back. Not a good idea at all. We have a watch list. Our watch list is nice and small. Most of the stocks on the watch list actually are just stocks that moved around today and potentially will move around tomorrow. Some stocks that report earnings tomorrow pre-market. We have one stock, really just one stock that I kind of found in the after hours basket that reported earnings, but mostly stocks that reported earnings today, sometime this week. stocks that are moving around because cryptocurrencies are going crazy. Even cryptocurrency ETFs themselves. So we got a wide array of basket of stocks to take a look at, and I'm excited. What the hell did I just see on Benzinga here? This is hilarious. Someone in the Benzinga chat is being an absolute clown at the moment. I can't wait to show you guys this. Let's go to the full screen. My goodness, here's the Benzinga screen, here's the Benzinga chat, and people are just posting some Will Ferrell semi-pro memes over here. I love it. I should hang out in that chat more often. I never actually hang out in that chat, I'll be honest with you. But maybe it's time to start hanging out in that chat. That chat over there is ridiculous, a little ridiculous. All right, so top of the watch list, we got names that are basically moving around because of cryptocurrencies. We even have some names that actually took out the all-time high after they reported earnings. Rivian moving to the high side. So I basically just copy past the all of the movers from today. Shout out to Centerpoint for hooking me up with that data. But and then on top of that, I also looked at some stocks that were reporting earnings today. Sadly, like I mentioned, I only found one, Cisco. Also, it's a boomer name. Yeah, sometimes on earnings, it does give you some good trade opportunities. So we'll keep an eye on it. They actually reported after hours, so we'll be reading their earnings reports. But tomorrow, pre-market, Disney, LUNR, JD are the three companies that we care about for the pre-market session. Disney, obviously, one of the big names. I'm sure everyone's gonna have their eyes on that one in the pre-market. So let's prepare for some of these names. On top of that, I see Barkate wants me to take a look at Dollar Tree and HNST. So yeah, we can take a look at Dollar Tree and HNST. This chart right here actually is Dollar Tree. I don't really see a reason to trade Dollar Tree at the moment. You know, they have an earnings coming up very soon. They clearly are in a little bit of a trouble right now. They've been on a downtrend for quite some time. They gapped down on their previous earnings reports. They double bottomed just recently off of the earnings day lows. So you almost have a range here that we're keeping an eye on around $60.50 going into the earnings day, which is in 6 days. Either the stock gets below where's my volume? There we go. Either the stock gets below that 60-50 area and you know, pushes much lower than that, sadly, or it just continues to have buying and then keeps rallying higher. So until earnings report comes out, as a day trader, I really don't want to be wanting to make a decision on this stock at all, unless, hey, if it takes out this low before earnings report even comes out, maybe some fun can be had by having the stock going lower, but I doubt that will even happen. Boomer name, boomer position, not expecting any volatility or volume going for the next 6 days on this name. However, the partner in crime for Dollar Tree, Dollar General, usually reports earnings in the same time period. Looks like they actually report earnings in 22 days, so much later than Dollar Tree, and Dollar General actually broke below its previous supports that it recently made off of its past earnings report, whereas Dollar Tree actually did not do that. So a little bit more bullish than Dollar General, I guess, in case of Dollar Tree. But I would just be patient, watch for how the report comes out in 6 days, and then we can possibly see what happens. The Honest Company, the Jessica Alba company, did they report today? I think they reported today, right? HNST, did I see that over here? No, but I think I saw some alerts going off on my phone that HNST reported today. So why don't we actually start with HNST at the top of the list, and then we go down the list, see if the stock report is worthy enough for us to even look for a trade on it tomorrow. Looks like they reported yesterday pre-market, not today. So let's bring in Benzinga over here. Obviously, check out Benzinga's links in the description below. Check out the Linktree link to get over to Benzinga. Honest Company reported 99 million, beat the estimates of 92 million by 7%. This is a 15% increase the same period last year. What is the EPS at? You just show me sales? That's all you do these days? You don't show anything other than sales? Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. What was the EPS at? Looks like This is a upgrade on Honest Company. This is a quick little summary of all the stocks moving in the pre-market slash midday. HNST, this is another price target, mainly upgrades and price targets to the upside so far. Another price target and upgrade so far. So I guess, you know, the basic idea for HNST is they reported well. Let's see what the EPS is. They were estimated to lose 2 cents per share. They reported flat. They didn't lose any money. They didn't make any money. Maybe they're just about to start turning around the corner to start making some money. If I remember previously, Honest Company involved with Jessica Alba. I'm not sure if she's still involved with it or not. They were supposed to be the honest company, right? The idea behind products having false labels and not really telling you what's inside them. So the honest company shows you what's actually true behind the products, and their products are much better. Turned out to be not so true. Their products were equally as bad. So they took a big beating in PR terms ever since then. Looks like Honest Company report actually, oh, that's August 8th, 2024. That's much earlier. Never mind. That's the previous earnings report, I'm guessing, right? Yeah, previous one. So Honest Company, however, now with their current report and upgrades, looks like we're actually getting a big move to the upside. You can see how the volume candle is pretty high. The R vol much higher. And the stock obviously going higher too. So lots of good things coming out for Honest Company right now. We took out multiple levels to the high side in one straight swoop up. So now the question will be basically, how does the stock react on any pullbacks? Do we see buying on today's low? Do we see buying off of today's VWAP? Do we see buying above today's high? If we don't see buying at any of these points, that doesn't mean it's an automatic short unless we see selling under today's low, at which point I think you have an easy gap close. But would I really be interested to play that? Would I really care to play a 40-cent move? No, I don't think I really care to push my buttons and spend my time and brain power looking at Honest Company tomorrow as a day trade. So at the moment, if you're looking to day trade it, the levels are pretty obvious. You're just using today's candle, seeing where buying comes in around today's candle. You got 3 levels to patiently wait at: today's VWAP, today's high, today's low. The stock potentially does something off of these levels, or you know, I'm expecting an inside day, really an inside day on the stock, and no real importance for us to even put this on the watch list. So we're gonna move off from the Honest Company and go to MSTR. So cryptocurrencies potentially will be the main basket of stocks that we want to keep an eye on. Obviously, as I mentioned, Coinbase is one of the best names to potentially keep an eye on, because they just reported earnings and their earnings was trash. Earnings was horrible. How are you losing, you know, not making as much volume? You're not getting as much volume as before, when cryptocurrencies are actually trading at a much higher price, and there's way more volume in Bitcoin ever before than now. So ever now than before, whatever. So how are you not generating more volume, more revenue, more fees, more daily active users, more signups? Where are all these signups going? Not to you. So clearly you're not getting the big market share as we thought that you deserved. So Coinbase, you know, earnings report actually was getting ready to take the stock to the downside, and then you had Michael Saylor sailing the ship straight to the north side by buying cryptocurrency, buying Bitcoin himself, and rallying the whole market. So once the cards start to fall, this one, as I mentioned yesterday, potentially the best one to keep an eye on, and look at that, the bigger move to the downside in the cryptocurrency basket of stocks. Obviously you have IBIT that you can always take a look for, but in the whole cryptocurrency basket of stocks, Coinbase taking a 10% nosedive as expected, MSTR going down 7 to 8% to the downside, and very excited to see how much more can these stocks go. It is very surprising, however, if you ask me, how Bitcoin was going higher all day today. If you go look at the 5-minute chart, Bitcoin just was straight rocket ship to the upside all day today, until much later on in the day where we started breaking down a little bit. So straight upside. And then this whole time that Bitcoin's going higher, all MSTR does is you know, start going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. So it was like, what's going on over here? A little bit of divergence compared to what was actually happening for the last 3-4 days in a row. So as soon as cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, aka when I say crypto I mean Bitcoin, as soon as Bitcoin looks weak, get ready to short MSTR, get ready to short Coinbase, and that's set up for a beautiful short opportunity if you were watching for it on the day today. Coinbase taking out the low a day, flushing all the way down. Let's go Coinbase. So watching Coinbase obviously for a pop into today's VWAP, a pop into you could also look for right where the breakdown characteristics took place. Right, whoa. Yesterday's VWAP? Is that really yesterday's VWAP? No, it's not. Dider, your indicator is so faulty, dude. I guess it's not that faulty, but sometimes it's like, where is this line coming from? You know, it says P2D, so that's previous 2-day. That doesn't look like previous 2-day to me, because what's this? What's C1M? Current 1 month. Yeah, see, I don't know if that VWAP is there. I don't know if that VWAP is there. This code might be a little buggy. Is this the same one? Same one, right? Holy shit. How long is this fucking thing? Alright. The only faulty one is P2D. Yeah, that looks faulty for sure. P2D looks faulty. So just turn off P2D for now, I guess. Previous 2-day is faulty. I'll leave it on, but I can tell if it's faulty or not. P3D looks faulty too, because previous 3-day VWAP. That means day 1, day 2, day 3. That's over here. Previous 1 day. That one's accurate. P3D and P2D are not right. These ones are not right. But that's kind of the important one. the 2-day VWAP, the 3-day VWAP, that's kind of the important ones. Because I have this anchored VWAP indicator, right? It does 3 days automatically. Wait a minute. Where's that plot? What are you plotting? What is this plot? I've never seen this plot before. Oh, I guess that's the custom VWAP. Okay, gotcha. All right, but yeah, I have used the code I sent you. The stair line, it's cleaner to see. Where is it? Send it to me on Discord again. Oh, the custom code? Fine editor. Add to chart. Close this. Copy that. Get rid of this. Paste this in here. That's not bad. This one's actually not bad. But it's wrong. Wait, where's today's VWAP? Today's VWAP is 304.91. Don't think it's working. We're just gonna leave this garbage in for now. All right, anyways, we'll leave this garbage in for now because this one is directly, it's got one of the lines that I want, but the other two lines are faulty. But we'll have to play with it. Change the options in the setting. Is there options in the setting? Let's go check that. What options do we have here? Select time frame. Oh, you have to change the time frame. Why doesn't it just change automatically based on the chart that I have, Dieter? Come on now. What kind of coding is this, my friend? I don't even see it for the 5-minute here. Oh no, this is the 5-minute VWAP. Right. This is the 15-minute VWAP. But I want to see, I guess daily is the one I want to see. What moving average is this? Oh, that's your moving average. That's the VWAP? Seems a little wrong. Seems a little wrong, Dieter. If you see, that VWAP is right there, and your line is a little bit higher. That VWAP is right there. Your line is a little bit higher. Delete. Delete. Anyways, we're gonna have to figure it out later on. Come back to the watch list. So Coinbase, IBIT, MicroStrategy will be on watch. Obviously, very, very important names tomorrow as cryptocurrency keeps on moving around. If Bitcoin stays above that little blowout that we had today on Bitcoin, but we reclaimed that level right away. So this little area right here, Bitcoin started getting under 9150. And as soon as we got under 9150, all hell started breaking loose on all cryptocurrency positions. But then the market just really quickly got back above 90k. So as long as we stay above, I'd say 90, 91, 90k. The bottom's still not opening up on Bitcoin just yet. But if we really start getting below 90k and 91k and look to have some weakness on the cryptocurrency market tomorrow, then I think we can really look for some big short opportunities across the board on Coinbase, on MSTR, on IBIT, other cryptocurrency names like Mara, Riot. Mara obviously starting off its day to the downside because of its earnings report, and then on top of that you add the cryptocurrency potentially leakage to the downside over here with Bitcoin starting to move, then other cryptocurrencies starting to move to the downside also. So if that leak starts to happen, then Mara obviously takes a big hit because of its earnings report plus that leak. So multiple damage, multiple reasons, double whammy almost for Mara to go lower. So keep an eye on all of these cryptocurrency baskets. Make a plan now. You want to make a plan now as to what you want to do if tomorrow you wake up and Bitcoin is under 86,000. Right? Or you wake up tomorrow, Bitcoin's still at 90K, but it starts selling off really hard after the market opens at 9:30, even though cryptocurrencies don't really sleep. After the market opens at 9:30, Bitcoin starts to really hammer to the downside all day tomorrow. What is your plan at that point? How do you want to get short? What do you want to get short? For me, it's very simple. I'm going to take a look at MicroStrategy and Coinbase and potentially look to short today's low, or look for it to pop into today's VWAP and then look for it to short. I'm not expecting the stock to get back above 300 in terms of Coinbase. So if Coinbase actually pops back into 300 and allows me to get short close enough to that level, I think that's a easy trade right there. Easy money sniper. Call me Kevin Durant. I'm gonna snipe the shit out of the stock at that point at 300 and then enjoy the move to the downside. So watching Coinbase, watching MSTR. MSTR is a little bit more tricky. This one actually has a very close relation move to Bitcoin. Usually, today it did not, but usually has a very close relative move to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin actually is strong tomorrow, there is a chance that MicroStrategy reverses today's lows and goes right back up. That means today's low, yesterday's low, you'll see some buying opportunities coming back into these bottoms right around $320 or so. As long as MSTR stays above 320, I would think that the long is still in play, and I would think / expect that cryptocurrencies are all still booming and Bitcoin is still around 90K, still above 90K at the very least, but staying around 90K, which means 89, 88 at the very low, no longer than 88, no lower than 88 in my opinion. In that case, then I can, give a pass for MicroStrategies to stay above 320. But if cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin are all going to the downside, then MicroStrategy below 320 is almost a no-brainer for us to keep an eye on tomorrow. So short side potentially opening up on some of these high flyers that went up too far too quick to the north side. MicroStrategy kind of actually wiggled its way back to the upside after selling off in this area, back and forth. It actually wiggled its way to the upside in my opinion. It wasn't like Coinbase. If you go to Coinbase, you can see how Coinbase just straight shot to the north side, giving you a 100% return, damn near 100% return in 5-6 days. So Coinbase went a lot crazier than MicroStrategy, and at the same time Coinbase doesn't actually have the Bitcoin on hand the way MicroStrategy does. Coinbase is just a broker. They might have Bitcoin on hand, but they don't have it at the level that MicroStrategy does. And if you look at Coinbase's earnings reports, not bullish at all. All things combined, I am very, very much excited for the Coinbase short. RKLB took out its all-time high today and then got right back under its all-time high. Wow, was I wish I was watching it right there. The stock got above its all-time high and then got right below its all-time high. If you remember yesterday, I said there was a stock setup, trade setup, I should say, a short around its all-time high. It gave you one quick scalp, and then after that, it just broke the all-time high and then rallied a little bit above its all-time high and then, cooled off its engine and just died off. That short right there, when it came back below the previous all-time high and then tried to get back above, but just simply would not close above 2150 for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. It just would not close above 2150 after getting back below. That is, a lot of people who went long here, they're all trapped. And maybe people who also went long in these areas, they're all going, we might have to take profits now before the stock goes all the way back to our price. So everyone now, whoever they are, some people wrong, some people don't want to be wrong, so they're taking their profits, some people taking their losses, all things combined, a nice big move to the downside coming back into play on RKLB. So a little bit of a back and forth, you can say. If you look at today's candle, you know, just a big reject candle, big tail to it, and that tail just saying, you know, no, we don't like you up here, you belong down there. So let's see if it actually plays out that way. We have today's low, we have the previous all-time high, we have the new all-time high, we have today's VWAP, which is also the earnings VWAP, just so happens to be $20 apparently on the daily chart. Today's VWAP is flat $20, but if you go to the 5-minute chart, today's VWAP is at $20.30. The earnings anchored VWAP also on the 5-minute chart is coming in around that very same $20.30. So I will say the stock should technically not be higher than 2050 if you're looking for the short. If the stock is above 2050, then you might want to be away looking for the short. Maybe you could look for a long for a move back into today's high. If the bulls are still, you know, rallying the position here, maybe you could look for a move back to 2250, but I would need a very clean, strong hold above $20 for me to even think that long. If you're cleanly holding above 20, then I'm going to think for that long. But if you're just, you know, dilly-dallying around 20 and you're popping into 2050 and then you're just simply not able to hold 2050 on the bids, you're not able to hold 20 on the bids, then I'm looking for the short through 20 for a move back into today's low, and maybe even a bigger move back from today's low all the way into $17, which I have it marked off for some reason. Okay, that's a good enough reason for me. So watching for the stock to go back into $17 and show me some buying off of those levels. So Rocket Lab high on priority tomorrow. Rivian, not really an earnings name, but recently reported earnings report, but news catalyst about their Volkswagen partnership in 2025. We should see Rivian technology in Volkswagen cars, and you know, I think there were some other metrics that you know, shout out to Centerpoint. Let's go take a look at this. Up 13% after the company announced a joint venture with Volkswagen for a deal size worth up to $5.8 billion. We previously know that they already had a deal with Volkswagen, so I'm not sure if this is kind of a new news or something, but now they finally announced the terms of the deal, the cash amount of the deal, and so on. This will obviously help keep this very expensive company to run afloat a little bit longer. Previously owned by Amazon, I'm not sure if Amazon completely dumped their position on Rivian. Ford was also a big investor in Amazon. Ford ended up dumping their position on Rivian, and now Volkswagen kind of signing up to be a partner, giving them a little bit of a boost. If you're just looking at the technicals, we got a clean breakout of a nice resistance level around $11.11. So 1111, you know, lucky number 1111, make a wish. If you are in Rivian, you're potentially looking for the stock to respect that $11 on any dip. Today's low getting respected on any dips is also great. You're basically telling me that you don't need to pull back all the way up to $11. I will stay above today's low and keep getting bought up above $11.50. So if the stock shows me buying above $11.50, especially after a candle like this, very similar to the candle that we just saw in RKLB, so after a candle like that, if you are able to show me buying above today's low all the way back into this little breakout price of $11, I'll be okay with a long or looking for a long. But besides that, there is just simply no trade for me unless we pop to the high side. Then that's a pretty good short opportunity. You can see how it actually rejected cleanly. You could call this a bouncy ball setup. This is a bouncy ball setup on a daily chart, right? Nice bouncy ball setup on a daily chart. Bounce, bounce, breakdown, giving you a big nice move to the downside where your risk is not much, potentially $1 risk per share, and you're swing trading this position for multiple days, enjoying the rally as low as it can go, and you potentially take some profits on the way down over here, and then you get stopped out on the break of this area for your full position. You know, nice little trade, bang, you call it a day. But anyone who basically got short here, if they still have some orders sitting out there to get short, they might get short filled on the low of those ranges. Also 200-day moving average, sorry, not day, 200 SMA on the daily chart is right around where today's close was. So potentially rejections off of this $12 area that could take the stock right back into 11.50 and then make it bounce off of 11.50, which is its ATR is kind of 50 cents, 70 cents. So I'm not expecting a lot from this position. Priority on Rivian very low. Either it pushes into 13 bucks and shows me rejection, or it goes into $11 and shows me a bounce. I'm not interested to really play in the middle of the range at all on this stock. Soundhound did not look at the stock at all today. What did you do? So it looks like Soundhound actually pulled back to the downside 17%. Decent enough of a short opportunity. I just wasn't watching this name. Potentially not going to watch it tomorrow either. The volume kind of didn't really rally as much as I wanted it to. I mean, yeah, the average 30-day volume and the current volume today is drastic. The stock also had a monster rally up to the north side and then got a little bit of a reality check. But look at the amount of back and forth and buying and all the nonsense that we got in this area with multiple moving averages right below here. So you're basically shorting into these moving averages. Yeah, maybe you could get a nice short from $6 into $5 over the next few days, but that's a lot of buying over here that you're gonna have to fight. So I'm not really sure I want to keep an eye on this stock tomorrow at all. SMCI, this was a monster short today. If you were watching for the same bouncy ball setup on SMCI, it set up pretty picture perfect right off of 2160. So look at this setup right here. 2160, it just would not break below 2160. It also was a pre-market low, so you can call it pre-market low break, you can call it bouncy ball, whatever you want to call it. If it's multiple things, not just bouncy ball, but you're also getting a pre-market low break, yesterday's low break, yesterday's VWAP break, all kinds of confluence on a trade, that just makes the trade better and the EV higher. That means you smash that trade. So I tried to do that. Sadly, there wasn't a lot of time for the short to play out. I only had about 10 minutes or so for the short to play out, and I got about 50 cents per share on that position. Actually no, I think I got a little bit less than 50 cents per share on that position. But if you actually see how it played out going into all the way overnight, man, oh man, that would have been a big trade, right? So monster move on SMCI here into $19. This one will be very much on watch. I think the way we traded off of 2160, I'm going to be watching all the way up to 2160 for any rejections on pops. If the stock pops from $20 to $20.60, $20.50, I would think I want to be short on SMCI without a doubt. So this one is looking like it's finally getting ready to get into that delist territory, some trouble territory, and move back to the downside as they are still delaying their 10K filing. If you're not reporting your earnings and people are calling you out to be a scam, you're also breaking rules and regulations, so you're gonna get delisted, which you got previously already, and you're gonna get delisted again. So SMCI not looking good at the moment. The lower it goes though, and the earnings report that they drop and they show that they're not fake, the higher the stock is going, in my opinion, because that's just one of the biggest investment opportunities over there. But not financial advice. ASTS apparently will report earnings tomorrow. Pre-market went up 14% on anticipation of this earnings report. So you can see ASTS volume kind of picking back up a little bit also, so good thing. And if you guys remember, ASTS was one of those low float absolute squeezer, but turns out to be some sort of a legitimate company of some sorts. I don't know. So ASTS, Space Mobile, 7 billion market cap, 100 million share float, and a short float of 33%. With the earnings report coming out tomorrow, this could get really fun. Some short squeezing, some opportunities higher. If we get above 39 and start holding above 39, that's just even more craziness expected. And this name was one of the top priority names back in August and September. I remember trading this name quite a bit. The shorts were very hard, and you can see why. Look at the amount of buying that the stock has just continuously had. Anyone who's been short all the way in these ranges, and if they haven't taken profit yet, their stops are going to get triggered if this stock reports well, or let's not say well, even if it doesn't report well, if it starts going higher, that sentiment and all the craziness is going to trigger again, and this one's going to blast off to the north side. So keep an eye for ASTS tomorrow, without a doubt. Probably another high priority name tomorrow. Spotify, big move to the upside, higher subscriber count, higher everything across the board, more revenue, more subscribers, more monthly users. So looking good across the board on Spotify, and hence the bigger move to the upside. But apparently Spotify's PE is ridiculous. Let's go see what their PE is. 190 PE with a forward PE of 48. Come on, that's like, we have stocks that have PE of like what, 20,000. We saw a company with 20,000 PE yesterday. We're seeing stocks with 324 PE, but you know, people want to complain about a PE of 190. Come on, man. I'm only complaining because my manager had to say something negative about Spotify, and it kind of upset me. I started off my day on a negative mood over there. I was like, come on, dude. Spotify is a good company. Why the hell are we hating on Spotify? What did Spotify ever do to you? And hell yeah, look at Spotify going up here to the north side. At the end of the day, you don't want to have a bias, right? You don't want to marry a stock. You don't want to have a bias as to what you think the company will do. You just want to play off the price action. And looking off the price action today on Spotify, I think looking for today's VWAP, a dip buy into today's VWAP, and see if the stock rips off of today's VWAP off of a dip is exactly what you want on this position tomorrow. Pull into today's VWAP / earnings VWAP, and then just kind of tickle it for a couple seconds and then run away from it. If it does that successfully, I think you'll be able to catch a monster long on Spotify for a day 2 opportunity. Keep in mind, obviously, a pretty high expensive stock, right? Very, let me just show you what Carvana's fucking ratio is, right? Watch this. Carvana, 28,000 PE. I don't see people crying about this one, right? So Spotify, if it holds up above the earnings day VWAP, which surprisingly enough, look at Carvana, multiple days above the earnings day VWAP right now. So Carvana looking to, it's showing you strength above the earnings day VWAP, but usually when a VWAP starts to flatten out, that shows you that a trend might be changing, and Carvana might actually get ready to start getting destroyed to the downside and have a reality check very soon. So potentially worth keeping Carvana on the watch if it actually gaps down and shows up on the scanners. So keep an eye on Carvana too. Dave & Buster's. Wow, that's not Dave & Buster's. Oh, Dave & Buster's is Play. I forgot. That's right. What the hell is Dave? Dave Inc. Really? Finance major bank. Really? Some guy just named the bank after himself? I guess JP Morgan is also named after himself. But still, Dave Inc. Come on, dude. What is this? Founded by Jason Wilk, Paras Chitrakar, and John. So none of the people who made this is named Dave. Now ain't that some shit? None of the people who founded this company are named Dave. Now ain't that some shit? Alright, let's talk about it. Dave Inc. $90. How's that in the all-time high perspective? Wawa previously had a stock split, struggled, insane, whatever these prices are, insane. And then stock split, and now we're after what, the earnings report, I guess. Big move off of the earnings reaction on Dave, taking it higher. Can we get much higher? Basically, I guess, you know, the same play that I keep talking about throughout the whole game plan. Watching how today's VWAP reacts. If today's VWAP holds, Dave, for some reason, with this move that it had today, could go crazier, but this is actually a little parabolic if you ask me. So if you start seeing today's high on Dave being a little bit of a barrier, let's say we pop into 95 and we're not able to get back above 95, or we have a fail break of 95, that could set up for a good short opportunity back to today's VWAP, or even back into a little bit lower than today's VWAP on DAVE. So keep an eye on this stock potentially for the short side. But if, let's say, flip the coin, if we hold above 95, especially after a 44% move that we saw today, things can get absolutely insane. Let's go check on what the float is on this name real quick and what the short float potentially is. There we go. Float 8 million, short float 21%, market cap just now hitting 1 billion. So very much a small cap, very much a small flow, low flow company with a 21% short flow, reporting an earnings report that probably caught a lot of people blindsided. Look at that, estimated 47 cents per share, reported 1.51 EPS. That's insane. So big boost, 217% surprise on EPS for DAVE, catching a lot of shorts off guard and a lot of people probably crying after that. So this stock could potentially have another big day tomorrow. Watch this one off of today's VWAP for sure. DAVE. Pay kind of did same thing Dave did, I guess, right? Bop to the upside, big bop to the upside, but this one actually had a breakout compared to what DAVE did. DAVE actually, you know, was going higher and higher and higher before the report, almost like somebody knew something. They were buying up shares before the report, and now as the report comes out, it has this big spike. So SEC, knock knock, go find out who this buyer was and why were they buying the position 3-4 days before the report. Why were they doing it? Tell me. Go tell me. Oh, if you actually look at it, this company did not report for a long time and then started reporting and has been reporting well for a long time now. Wow. Expected to lose $2 per share, coming up with 51 cents profit. Expected to lose 28 cents per share, coming up with 61 cents. Expected to lose 12 cents, make 12 cents, they made $1. Expected to make 47 cents, they made $1.51. This is turning out to be a big turnaround. Dave, keep an eye on this one for sure. For sure. Pay, like I said, a little bit of a different situation. I think Pay, if it pulls back into today's low, which also just happens to be the breakout marker of $28, I think that's an easy no-brainer long as buying comes in above 28, right? You don't want to push your idea without actually seeing buying coming in. So if buying comes in at 28, awesome, look for that long. Ideally, you don't want to see the stock get even below 32. I'd say that's where the body low is. The body low of the stock is around 32, so you don't want to see it below 32, I would say, on this position. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow in pre-market. Nice volatile move for this stock. CSCO reported earnings today after hours. Let's remove some of the drawings, and I'm hoping that you actually broke out of that. That's a nice 3-bar breakout potentially. You tried to break out, but then you chopped right back into the ranges and you kind of did nothing. So maybe Cisco, unless if it does something tomorrow pre-market, or if it does something tomorrow intraday, I don't care about this one at all. DIS, Disney. Only thing we care about is what the stock does pre-market. Right now, obviously, you can throw some levels. You can chart some stuff up for yourself, like that one right there, like that one right there, like that right there, right? You can throw some markers for yourself and get ready a little bit. No wrong in that, but just be ready to have all of these levels completely not even matter, and you have to use some new levels that get formed in the pre-market based off the earnings report. New price discovery, new sentiment. Make sure you throw on an anchor VWAP from that earnings report time. That way you can analyze where buyers are and what they are doing on any dips and so on, and then react off that analysis. So very price action based in the pre-market. Keep an eye on Disney. Couple other names that report tomorrow: LUNR, JD, the Chinese names. JD, Baba reports I think Friday, so that one's going to be fun also. JD, AAP, Advanced Auto Parts, this one kind of having potentially a breakout above 42 to the north side, backed up. This stock actually hasn't reported earnings for quite some reports now, so you know, in the SMCI style, what the hell? Since when is this an absolute normality now? Stocks just don't report earnings, I guess. Or maybe TradingView is just struggling to show the data over there. But the AAP, let's see how they report tomorrow. If they don't report and they end up looking like SMCI, this could easily push right back into these lows and then maybe even break those lows. So keep an eye on this one. Nvidia did not get above 150 again. So gave you the short by near 150. You had to get around 149.33. Realistically, you had to get 149 if you wanted it. So still did not get above 150. So watching patiently how Nvidia plays out near 150. META, watching how Meta plays out into 600. But right now with what seems to be a little bit of a potential downside triggers playing across the board on the market. By that I mean the Trump rally seems to have cooled off a little bit. A lot of the Trump rally stocks are pulling back. Tesla pulling back, Bitcoin pulling back, everything pulling back. So if that actually plays out that way, there is a good chance that market starts to pull back lower too. And in that case, Nvidia's 150, Meta 600, we don't get to play with them just yet. Maybe next month. Just yet, maybe next month. So watching these stocks without a doubt. Always the daily movers, my favorite movers: META, NVDA, and TSLA. So watching these names without a doubt. Google 182 didn't really give you an opportunity around 182. You had to play around 181, but like I said, it's either holding above 182 or it gives me a short near 182. Otherwise, I just don't care to play the stock because I know how dirty the stock can be for a day trader. I'm just not interested to touch this position unless it's a very super clean A++ setup. So it didn't set up like that. I didn't trade it. I didn't watch it. So still going to keep an eye for that level, because I think if the market doesn't actually go to the downside as I thought it would, you know, market's still holding off fairly well above the previous all-time high for the S&P 500 and for the QQQ. So if we continue consolidating in these ranges and don't really break to the downside, it all starts with Tesla. So if Tesla doesn't really break to the downside, I don't think the market has any reason to really break to the downside either. And in that case, the market could just hang out a little bit longer and compress. It had a little bit of volatility. After every period of volatility comes a little bit of a compression and then more expansion, then compression, then more expansion, then compression, then more expansion. So watching for how this compression level plays out. That way we can potentially get a nice expansion opportunity to have some fun with. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the watch list for tomorrow. The names in orange are the important ones. We'll see how the pre-market reporters, Disney, LUNR, JD, and AAP, how did they set up for potential trading opportunities. But the most important name for me, honestly, I think based off my research today after hours, the most important name is actually Dave. So let's put Dave up there along with Coinbase, MSTR. I'm gonna color this a little bit different. That way I know that it's a high priority name. Purple. Coinbase purple. Dave purple. RKLB will color it purple also. And then the rest of the names over here, the honorary names, just as a backup setup later on in the day if they come into play for us. We'll keep an eye on these ones. Orange, l'orange. in case they do something crazy. I think ASTS will do something crazy tomorrow. Disney potentially something to watch for earnings. LUNR, JD, and then AAP, and then the rest of them mostly garbage. Not something that I want to focus too much on. IBIT, I don't want to say garbage, but you know it is on focus. Basically, it's just Bitcoin. I'm most likely just trading Coinbase and MSTR, but I could also trade IBIT, so it will get its own special color, a lower priority color than my secondary basket. So first basket, second basket, third basket, and ta-da! That is my watch list for tomorrow. Looking to fight my way back to glory after these 2 days of stupidness. After 2 days of stupidness, fight back to glory. Can TraderPrad be victorious again? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Let's go take a look quickly for the econ calendar. With Thursday coming up tomorrow, we should have Nat Gas. There you go, Nat Gas at 10:30. Core PPI tomorrow. Today we had CPI. Tomorrow you have PPI. Tomorrow you also have jobless numbers. So you have two big catalysts that could potentially move the market around a little bit. Initial jobless claims and then core PPI. Watch to see how those numbers come out. Today's number didn't really do too much in the market because it was basically in line. Where's the core CPI? There we go. Core CPI came out in line, so it didn't really do too much to the market. So that was that. We'll see potentially the same thing again. I mean, I did say CPI, expect CPI to be in line and nothing really to happen on the market. But if a big surprise happens, that's when the market goes crazy. So if a big surprise happens on these numbers, look for some fun opportunities across the board. We do have Fed member Powell at what's 15? Is that 3 o'clock? God damn it. What are you talking about, Powell? 16 is 4 o'clock, so that's 3 o'clock. Fed member Powell on the mic, on the microphone at 3 o'clock tomorrow for some reason. We'll go find out real quick what it's about. It's to speak as the head of the Fed, confirm short-term interest. He has more influence over the US dollar than any other person. Traders closely watch the speeches as they are often used to drop hints regarding future monetary policy. So very important when Fed Powell talks. Obviously 3-star event. Notice how notice how PPI is not even 3-star, but no, PPI is 3-star. Core PPI is in 3-star. PPI 3-star, initial jobless 3-star, crude oil 3-star, and then you have Fed Powell, the 3-star general, baby, the 3-star general. Salute your king over here. Salute the king of the markets, who's going to be potentially moving the market at 3 o'clock. So that's going to be some volatility event right there for us to play off of. No IPOs. I think we'll give it a quick check. Nothing. Yeah, no IPOs. Boring. Boring. Sleeper. So that's basically it. That's basically all we need to know for tomorrow. Go check out my Linktree page. I'm just gonna paste it in all 3 of my streams here real quick. Free advice guy, what's up, Luke? How you been, Luke? Long time no see, my dog. I usually drop by your streams, but I've been pretty busy recently and I haven't been able to drop by your streams. Hopefully you're doing well, Luke. Hopefully you're doing well. Go check out Luke, free advice guy, on YouTube, on Twitter, on x.com, on all things social media. He's a great guy and a financial advisor, a legal financial advisor, so you can actually ask him financial advice questions that you always ask me, but I'm not allowed to give it to you because I'm not a financial advisor. That's why everything I always say ends with not financial advice, because then you can't sue me. I don't want to get sued, right? So you got to be careful with who you're taking advice from, because they might not even know what the hell they're talking about. So be careful. But when it comes to free advice guy, go check him out. Amazing dude. Also check out my other friend, Victor Investing. He streams every morning. Here we go. What is it? Linktree page posted in all 3 of my chats. Here's the social media all the way up here. Flash Research, Trade Ideas, TraderSync, Benzinga. Click on the links to check out the software I actually use every single day to trade. Flash Research actually adding alerts to their scanners. So if you use alerts, or if you need alerts, Flash Research, one of the It's getting to be one of the best softwares out there. I use Trade Ideas at the moment. You can also use Benzinga for alerts and scanning and heat map and all that stuff, but I use Benzinga mainly for news. So at the end of the day, all of these softwares over here are great softwares, the softwares that you want to have if you want to be a trader and be great at it. These are the softwares over here. I thank them for sponsoring these streams every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you guys the best. I'll see you tomorrow. It's tomorrow Thursday? It should be, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the final stream of the week. Until then, TraderPrad out. Wish you guys the best. Hopefully you found some levels to trade off of and slap the market tomorrow. I wish you guys the best. TraderPrad out. Good luck. Peace. Adios. Good night. Ciao. Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.